What if I told you that buried inside you right now is a version of yourself that already knows how to create wealth effortlessly? A part of you that's never struggled with scarcity, never questioned abundance, and never wondered if you were worthy of prosperity. It's not a fantasy, it's your truth. You've just forgotten it. Deep within, you're already wired with what I'll call millionaire consciousness. It's not something you have to build from scratch. It's already there, like a giant oak tree hidden inside an acorn, fully formed, just waiting for the right conditions to grow. Here's the truth. Wealth doesn't come from hustle alone. It comes from alignment. You don't need to become someone new. You need to remember who you really are. That's the secret the world rarely talks about. Your millionaire self isn't in the future. It's the real you, hidden under layers of fear, doubt, and limitation that society and experience have dumped on you like mud on a diamond. And just like a diamond, you don't have to be made. You just have to be uncovered. Every thought you think, every word you speak, and every move you make is either polishing that diamond or piling on more mud. The choice, always yours. The change, it starts the moment you line up your inner truth with your outer life. Ever heard, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he"? That's not just a quote. That's the code, because your outside world is nothing but a mirror of what's happening inside. Think about a dark room where a photo develops from invisible ink into a vivid image. That's how your reality works. Your mind is the film. Your thoughts are the chemicals. You develop what you dwell on. If you embody abundance, abundance shows up. If you live from lack, lack is what you get. The universe doesn't judge, it just reflects. So when you desire more money, more freedom, or more impact, that desire isn't greed. It's divine. It's spiritual guidance pointing you toward your purpose. Because abundance isn't just nice, it's necessary for you to do what you're here to do. When you remove the mental blocks and open the floodgates, prosperity doesn't just trickle in, it rushes toward you like a river that's finally found its path to the sea. That's not magic. That's alignment. Here's the biggest lie you've ever been told about success, that you have to get rich before you start thinking like a millionaire. The truth, it's the other way around. Millionaires don't wait for money to show up so they can start acting abundant. They act abundant first, and the money shows up as a result. That's not hype. That's law, just like gravity. Take this real example. There was a guy working as a janitor, broke on food stamps. But while he mopped floors, he held a vision. He taught himself computer programming in his free time and dreamed of connecting people across the globe. That janitor was Jan Koum, the co-founder of WhatsApp. He didn't wait for someone to hand him permission or a check. He walked in billionaire consciousness before a single dollar came. And eventually, he sold WhatsApp for $19 billion. Why? Because the outside world bends to match your internal reality. It doesn't work the other way around. If you keep thinking, once I get the money, then I'll feel successful, you've got it backwards. You must feel successful first. You must act from the identity of who you already are, not from who you're struggling to become. So try this. Declare it right now. I give thanks for divine prosperity expressing through me in perfect ways. Say it like you mean it. Because here's the deal. The millionaire version of you lives by a completely different set of rules. Your current self might see obstacles, but your wealthy self, they see opportunities hiding in plain sight. Your current self might say, I can't afford it. But your abundant self asks, how can I afford it? That subtle shift in language. It changes everything. Words are not just noise. They're spiritual instructions. Every sentence you speak is like planting a seed. What you plant grows. If you keep speaking lack, you grow lack. But if you speak prosperity, abundance listens. The universe is always responding to the signals you send. Want different results? Send different signals. You don't have to fix everything overnight. You just have to start talking like the version of you who already knows where they're going. The one who doesn't need proof to believe, because belief is the proof. That's how millionaires think. And that's how they live. What if the only thing standing between you and abundance is the way you see money? Not how much you make, not what job you have, but the energy you bring to the idea of wealth. Here's something most people never grasp. Money is spiritual energy in physical form. It's like electricity. It has no personality of its own. But once it flows through you, it amplifies whatever's already there. If you're guided by fear, money fuels fear. If you're grounded in purpose, money becomes a tool for expansion, generosity, and freedom. And the wild part, your millionaire self doesn't chase money. It attracts it like a magnet. When your mindset is rooted in abundance, wealth flows to you without force. Because the universe responds to frequency, not effort. Just like tuning a radio, when your thoughts and actions align with prosperity, you naturally receive prosperity. So here's a simple but powerful invitation. Declare this: I now embody my divine nature of limitless supply. Feel the energy shift when you say it. That's not just a cute affirmation, it's a spiritual alignment. You're not begging the universe. You're stating who you are. And when you own it, everything around you starts to change. Your millionaire self moves through life like water flowing downhill, naturally, effortlessly, intelligently. It doesn't push. It responds. It works with the flow, not against it. Just like a surfer doesn't fight the waves, they ride them. That's how abundance works. Not by forcing things, but by cooperating with divine timing and inspiration. Want to keep wealth flowing? Then understand this. Money circulates, not stagnates. Like a river that stays clean through constant movement, your financial life stays healthy through giving, receiving, and investing. Your abundant self gives generously and receives gratefully, because circulation is how the system works. You plant seeds, you nurture them, and you harvest more than you ever sowed. Think like a farmer. You don't eat all your seed, you plant it. You invest today for tomorrow's harvest. Your millionaire consciousness does the same with money. Every dollar becomes a seed for future wealth, not just a tool for instant gratification. Even Richard Branson got this. In a church basement with barely any cash, he was already building a global empire in his mind. While other labels were playing it safe, he signed bold artists like the Sex Pistols, and that decision exploded his brand. Why? Because he didn't wait for permission. He acted from the version of himself that already owned the outcome. That mindset, that's abundance in action. When you live from your vision instead of your limitations, the universe rises to meet you. The world doesn't respond to your current situation, it responds to the identity you choose to embody. So choose wisely. Choose boldly. Choose like a millionaire. Here's the real difference between people who succeed wildly and those who stay stuck. The way they look at challenges. While most people see problems, your millionaire self sees raw material for success. Where others see obstacles, you see opportunity in disguise. It's not because the road is easier. It's because you've trained your mind to find brilliance in the rough. Think of a jeweler holding a raw, uncut diamond. Most people wouldn't see its value. But a trained eye, they know what's hidden beneath the surface. That's you. Your millionaire identity doesn't panic at difficulty. It sharpens its focus. Like a sculptor who sees a masterpiece inside a block of stone, your abundant mindset recognizes that every setback contains the seeds of a breakthrough. But here's where it gets deeper. True wealth isn't just about money, it's about relationships. Your prosperous self builds connections like a gardener grows a greenhouse, by creating an environment where everyone can thrive. Instead of asking, what can I get from this person? You ask, how can I serve their highest good? That one shift multiplies everything. Because when you invest in other people's success, yours grows with it. Divine law is simple. What you make happen for others, the universe makes happen for you. It's like an echo. What you give out comes back louder. That's not just a nice idea. That's real abundance at work. And the wisest part of your millionaire self, it knows how to live below its means while investing above its comfort zone. That's the secret most people miss. Just like a smart farmer saves seeds from today's harvest for tomorrow's crop, your abundant mindset delays immediate pleasure to ensure long-term multiplication. This turns spending into something sacred. You don't buy just because you can. You ask, does this purchase move me toward wealth or away from it? You navigate every decision like a captain plotting a course, checking each move against your destination. That's how real prosperity is built. You don't rely on one stream of income either. Your millionaire self creates multiple flows, like a gardener planting different crops. Some may fail, others will thrive, but the variety protects the harvest. And the same goes for your skills. You grow many, because one talent can pay the bills, but multiple talents build empires. And you never do it alone. You surround yourself with mentors, advisors, and collaborators. Why? Because success is a team sport. When rivers merge, they become a mighty current. That's the power of aligned relationships. Even when life hits hard, your millionaire self doesn't give up. Like a skilled sailor adjusting the sails in a storm, you don't change the destination, just the approach. Every no becomes a compass pointing to a better yes. And you trust divine timing. Not everything happens when you want, but it always happens when it's right. Because here's the ultimate truth. You don't have to become the millionaire version of you. You already are. Just like the sun doesn't stop shining because clouds are in the way, your abundance doesn't stop existing because you can't always see it. Every time you think with wealth, speak with power, and act with purpose, you clear away the fog and let your brilliance shine. So stop trying to become someone else. Start remembering who you truly are, a divine creator, fully equipped, spiritually rich, and destined for overflow. From now on, ask this before every decision. What would my millionaire consciousness do right now? Then go do it without fear, without doubt. Because when you live from your true identity, divine results follow. Not someday, now.